Let's look at the Accenture numbers. Q2 con call highlights a cautious outlook for Indian IT industry. Guidance tightened to 5 to 7% because of discretionary spending constraints. Trip Chaudhary, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Has Accenture set cat amongst the pigeon when they're calling out that things will slow down because of the evident slowdown in the US economy because of cost cuts? Has Accenture Trip set cat amongst the pigeons?
I would say that there are two things to the way you should look at the industry. First, what is the positive in this? The positive is their AI backlog is improving. The negative aspect is that backlog may not be realized. That's the reason the guidance has been a little bit subdued. And let me explain you why. Many of the companies who are going and providing services on AI have been doing it on considering that the AI infrastructure is NVIDIA. That has changed. We are entering the world where it is all about efficiency, hardware efficiency and service efficiency. That means the customer is not going to put the budgets for AI-related implementations, which are based on NVIDIA. Instead, the industry is pivoting towards AI based on Intel's processors, Intel's infrastructure, because Intel is AI hardware efficient. That is a switch. It is a combination of technology shift. It is a combination of hardware efficiency. It is a combination of service efficiency. It is a pivot from NVIDIA to Intel. And Indian companies, Indian IT services companies need to be very proactive and try to be both hardware efficient and service efficient. That means they need to pivot away from NVIDIA and into Intel stack because the IT budgets are getting compressed. Expensive infrastructure will have zero market.
Trip, stay with us. I've got Sandeep Agarwal as well joining in. Sandeep, let's talk about the revenue signal. The fact that their Q2 revenue grew 5%. Tell me, what does it imply for global IT services demand in 2025?
So, current Accenture numbers don't mean anything for the demand for the current year CY25, primarily because there is also uncertainty which they have talked about. And so while the current quarter was, I would say, at the top end of the guidance, and we did not see any underperformance there, but given the global uncertainties, the CEO Julie Sweet has already mentioned that there are two types of impact which they are seeing in the demand environment. One is because of the tariffs and the whole chaos which is there, and there are now talks of recession also. On the other side, if you see, the department has asked, some of the top 10 consultants, amongst which Accenture is also one of them, to cut down the consultancies and the expenses. So I think there is a double-pronged impact, and the cascading effect of that will also be there on Indian IT companies.
Okay. Trip, so will the sector, at least IT services, the Indian IT services, will they continue to get derated both in terms of stock price and P multiples, Trip?
I would say so. Let me tell you why. This is a golden time for Indian IT services to stick their neck out and set the tone of the industry. And I don't see that from Accenture. I don't see that from Indian IT services company. When things are getting difficult, they just hide under the cover. That is not what we expect from CEOs, and not especially from the CEOs of Indian companies. When things are tough, you need to stick your neck up and set the tone of the industry. The way I'm saying, the tone of the industry has to be set when you know the environment is all about efficiency, and tariffs and everything is just noise. Whenever there's a problem, there's an opportunity. And under Narayan Murthy, if you think about it, and Nandan Nilekani from Infosys, Y2K was a problem. And they converted the problem into opportunity, and that's where Indian IT companies flourished and they were extremely successful because they set the tone for the industry. And if you look at the CEOs of Indian IT services, none of them are at global par. This is not a time to hide. This is a time to increase your volume, amplify your volume, and tell to the world, AI is here to stay. We have so many people who have been certified on being not only AI hardware efficient, but service efficient. We will get you into the AI era, which is, in a way, inspired by DeepSeek, which has made your hardware 45x efficient, which has made your parameters 57x efficient. And not only that, our services that we are going to give at the global scale will be 45x better and efficient than Accenture. This is a time for Indian IT services to pretty much put Accenture out of business. That's the way they should be thinking. And the other person on the call, they're just taking the narrative of the CEO of Accenture. That's not the way you create the industries. That's not the way you will create India as a powerhouse for IT services. This is a God-given gift to India. When other people are hiding under covers, you should be really sticking your neck out and say, we are the best. We understand the industries. We are setting the narrative. We are setting the tone. And sadly, all the CEOs of IT services should be fired. You're not paying them to coast on.
I will encourage Sandeep Agarwal just to come in here because we have to take a commercial break. Need to go to him for one more question. Sandeep, stock reaction. Accenture stock fell 6% despite an EPS beat. Does this hint at a broader spending concerns in IT sector fatigue?
No, it is exactly the outlook, because market always goes with outlook and not with what the historical. So historical numbers were good, but market will see what is the outlook and what is the future, and the future looks little uncertain in the near term. So I think we will also have similar reactions in the stocks. Indian IT stocks fortunately have corrected quite a bit and they have underperformed substantially in last 3-4 months. I think to that extent we have some cushion. Secondly, we are not directly exposed to consultancy like Accenture is, but still I believe that while our stocks may not see absolute price correction in a large way, but I see a huge time correction still in a lot of stocks, and some of the stocks which are high growth companies where the multiples are 3 times PEG ratio or 2.5 PEG ratio, those particularly you will see much more impact in my view.
Right. Sandeep, Trip, both of you, thank you so much for your time today and quickly analyzing, what Accenture's numbers mean for the IT sector. And of course, Trip, your views on what Indian IT should now be doing with this entire dynamic of, the changing world order with AI seems to be playing out. And of course, a lot of concerns emerging out of the US as well.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.